Author Alan Flusser's name is synonymous with men's fashion. He joins us today to discuss his latest book, Dressing the Man, Mastering the Art of Permanent Fashion. Alan, welcome to Open Book.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
What's in Dressing the Man?
Today, if a man exhibits an interest in dressing well, he's not looked on strangely. When I grew up, if you were interested in clothes or something of that sort, they looked at you kind of askance. So that should have produced a very, very well-dressed generation of men. Yet when I or other people who are supposed arbiters of style, men's style, get asked to identify some of the more well-dressed men that the public knows, I, for one, have a harder time identifying someone today than I did 30 years ago. So to me, that's one of the great underlying paradoxes of men's fashion, and the book attempts to, you'll forgive the pun, address that, that paradox.
Talk about color and proportion.
The basis of dressing well is knowing which proportions of clothes and which colors favor you the most and why. And the good news is that with regards to proportion, the width of your shoulders, the length of your arms, the length of your legs, the size of your head, size of your foot, don't really change over a period of time. So once you find and understand which proportions make you look the best and why, you're pretty much knowledgeable in terms of how to look at clothes and how to avoid fashions or styles that don't flatter you. As far as color goes, there's one outfit that every man, which any man can put on and look his best. And when someone puts on a tuxedo, most women or most people will say, "Oh my goodness, you look so handsome." Yet it's only two colors, black and white. So it doesn't, and in order to dress well, it doesn't mean that you have to know, you have to be some sort of Kandinsky and know how to put, colors and patterns and things of that sort together. But you need to know some fundamentals about the relationship between your clothes and your face. And one of the principles of the book that I really have never written about before is the fact that clothes should lead the eye of the viewer to the face of the person wearing the clothes, because the face is, that part of the body that does the most communicating, and therefore if the clothes are not flattering to the face or distract from the face, that already is a fundamental problem.
What will people find when they open the book?
The book contains more pictures of well-dressed men than any other book ever written about the subject. There's over 200 archive pictures alone of men from the 30s to the 70s or 80s doing various things in terms of dress that help me advance whatever the point it is that I'm trying to explain. The book is broken down in chapters from its introduction and then the two fundamental chapters about color and proportion, which are the two linchpins of dressing well, and then it takes you through suits and sport jackets and dress shirts and shoes and hosiery and anything the basics, so to speak, using pictures and illustrations to demonstrate and illustrate what it is to dress well.
Talk about the pictures in your book.
Dressing or learning how to dress is really a visual activity, and I wanted to make the book primarily visual and then obviously as literate as I could make it. I spent a lot of time in archives looking for photos that clearly demonstrated, let's say he has a certain shaped face and he's wearing a certain shaped collar. And how was the best way to communicate that? And so I would find pictures of whomever, interesting pictures to look at, not only from the picture, just a beautiful picture, but then, looking at a man who seemed to be very comfortable in clothes and dressed well. Years ago, in the 20s and 30s or 40s, whatever, it wasn't unusual to find a well-dressed man. So they had so many people so many like billboards to look at. Most of these photographs have never been seen before. Once again, I didn't set out to do that. I just was looking for special photographs that demonstrated clearly, how to wear a handkerchief, or how to, if Fred Astaire had a puff fold handkerchief, how did that actually look in a jacket pocket, or the Duke of Windsor was wearing a belt in a particular way, and so I could talk about it in the text, and you could look at a picture as I'm talking, as you're reading, with captions. And so, plus there's all of these fabulous illustrations that were done in the 30s and 40s and 50s by these great American and French illustrators of men's clothes. And most people who get the book, they get very excited about dressing again, because when you see the possibilities of dress within the context of classic clothes, how wide it is, and what people have done in terms of their own personal style to make this kind of dressing, their own, you get so many different ideas. This book is supposed to be a book that, after you've read it and absorbed it, enables you to go into a store and look for those things without the help of a salesperson that you're going to look good in, and understand why.
Flusser is also the author of 4 other books, including Style and the Man, Clothes and the Man, and Making the Man. Dressing the Man, Mastering the Art of Permanent Fashion is available right now from HarperCollins.